Something that a lot of people do, and I think it's pretty cool, is to reach out to me. Hey, I have a question about this. Can you give me advice about this? Whether it's moving to New York, something like job related, video related, social media related, cab driving by ruining my audio related. I think it's kind of cool. But at the same time, don't listen to my advice. I mean that in like a nice way. It's kind of a given. I think we were all taught it kind of when social media was starting to become big back in like 2012 to 2013. I was, what was I, 13, 14 years old then, is when Instagram was big, and we're always taught don't believe everything you see on Instagram. It's the same way with social media now, and even more so nowadays with things like YouTube, streaming, things like that. It it can be easy to listen to what other people do and what other people think, and not have your own opinion, your own thoughts, your own learning experiences. I know I'm guilty of it too. I'm the first one when a video pops up on something like TikTok. Hey, advice for smaller creators, advice for this, how to do this. I'll watch it and then I judge myself. I don't think it's a smart thing to do. For example, with me, somebody reaches out to me for apartment advice. Hey, I want to move to New York. This is my budget. What kind of place can I get? What do I got to do? To be honest, I don't know. I kind of just go with the flow. Even for the apartment I'm in now, I moved in here about 2 weeks after knowing it was a place I could move into, with hearing from it through a friend of a friend had the open room, and I moved in. It wasn't like I had it planned out. I had no idea what I was going to do. All I know is I was out of that old apartment. I had nowhere to go. This place popped up and I just went with it. It's the same thing with social media, YouTube, stuff like that. People say, hey, how do I grow my channel? I don't know. I was lucky enough to have some videos do like good views. Like in particular, my tiny apartment video, people like to gawk at like the small apartment, which I understand. And then people are kind enough to stick around after because they liked me. They didn't just, some of them just like the apartment. They didn't like me, but some people liked me as well, which feels cool. Boosts my ego, which is always kind of nice. And they've stuck around. So I really do not know. Honestly speaking, my life, I don't want this to be like self-victimizing, whatever, but my life is kind of fucked up in a lot of ways at the moment. And it feels weird for me to be like, hey, this is what you should do, when I'm not even doing things correct, or things that I view I should be doing better, or I could make an adjustment with, make a change, take my own advice. That's part of the reason too it's been so long and so sporadic with videos. Biggest thing you might be able to tell, especially recently, getting relationship questions, advice, stuff like that. That's no good, because I thought I was doing everything right in the relationship, and then that is over with now. I don't know what to give for advice for any of that, and I shouldn't be giving advice for any of that, because I should just be trying to learn from my own experience, my own mistakes, and grow as a person, instead of being like, yo, do this. This is what you do. This is how you get a girlfriend, or I don't know. It just feels kind of weird, because I certainly do feel like I got nothing going on a lot of times, kind of at the moment, really. It's a strange subject for sure, because it's highly subjective. What I might feel I got nothing going on, for instance, with social media, because I've took so much time off. I've been just busy with work and like everything I explained. Overall, I just took a lot of time off. To me, it feels like I got nothing going on. Somebody might be posting a video every single day, getting millions of views on every single video, but they feel like they got nothing going on because X, Y, and Z. Or somebody might be just starting out on social media, just posted their first video, and it got 3 views, and they feel like they got nothing going on because they only did that. Everything has its kind of levels to it with social media. Um, I think it's also how you look at it, because I'm not doing that just as like a full-time job anymore. I'm I'm doing social media kind of when I want to, just because I like doing it. I can look at it differently. It can be easy to just feel like you're not making any progress, or like I said, you got nothing going on. And that can be the same as far as a career, can be the same thing as far as your education, finances, any of that kind of stuff. First off, don't ask me for advice for that unless you want probably not the best advice, because I don't know anything about any of that. I didn't finish my college education. I'm not the best with finances. Um, the job stuff. Well, actually, I got a new job now. I've never been the best person to ask about that, because I tend to bounce around, and I'm also willing to make sacrifices, or not sacrifices because it's my own choice, but to give up things like uh, having more money, and so I can have more free time, or do something else I like instead, because I don't know, I think just caring about money and stuff like that's stupid, but that's my own opinion. Even with friends, like leaning back into the relationship thing, I started the relationship with a friend group, some great long-term friends, everything, and now I'm left after a relationship with nothing in terms of that. I don't have any of those people as friends anymore. Um, Obviously, the relationship, like I said, is done. Something I was spending a lot of time on in the beginning relationship, like I said, was this, making videos, something I enjoyed, and I'm got nothing going on with it besides just getting back into it a little bit now. So I can definitely feel like that myself. Definitely myself, I feel like I get nothing going on with a lot recently. Learning from mistakes is my best advice in a way. Not that you want to mess up, but when you do mess up, because it's kind of inevitable, my thought process is it's better to mess up and know why you messed up than to just do everything perfectly the first time, because I made mistakes. And yeah, everybody makes mistakes. I made plenty of them. I've learned how to do things now, and I've learned what to do when those mistakes are made to correct from the mistake. And for me myself, I'm trying to translate that kind of mentality to my whole life. So instead of, like I said, just looking at myself being like, damn, everything is messed up, fucked up the relationship, this and that, this and that, what can I learn, or what can I look at to myself, see what I can improve on, so in the future things go smoother, things go better, and I don't have the same issues going on. Obviously, having goals is good, and feeling like, wow, if I do X, Y, and Z, I can get here. That's nothing wrong with that. But I think having your sights set on something very specific can make you act irrationally, in terms of having like a big friend group. That can be your end goal. I want to have a lot of friends. We can even use me as an example right now, because currently I got like no friends. So for me, I would like to make more friends. Great. Now, am I gonna wake up tomorrow and just freak out because I don't have 1,000 people texting me, hey, let's hang out, hey, let's do this, let's do that? No. I'm gonna say, okay, what changes can I make to maybe try to patch up some of these friendships that I ruined, and things that I did wrong in them, and what can I do? And what can I do to try and make more friends? How can I put myself out there instead of just being a hermit when I'm not at work, so I can make more friends? You can relate it to a phrase of knowledge is learned, but wisdom is earned. Because you can have the knowledge, like I have the knowledge to know how to make friends, and I have the knowledge to how I can keep going on social media, grow social media. I can fix my like finances. I can, you know, do better in a relationship in the future. But I'm not wise on any of that stuff. That comes with time. You can ask somebody who is married for a year, like, hey, how do you make a marriage work? They might give you advice, but they're not going to be wise about it because they haven't been through all the trials and tribulations. Is that tribulations, trials and tests of that relationship over years and years and years and decades. As somebody who's been married for 20 years, they're going to be wise. They're going to say, yeah, you're going to do this, you're going to argue, you're going to hate each other, but if you're both fighting for the same common goal, both have the same values, then you're going in the right direction. Or at least that's my take on it as somebody who's not wise on relationships. I'm making this video kind of as a kick in the pants to myself, like a kick in the ass. Hey, get it together. You made mistakes, but you can repair those mistakes. And I don't have to rely on another person telling me, this is a good idea, this is a bad idea. You can do this. You can be friends with this person. You can't be friends with that person, this and that. I can do my own thing. I like making videos. I want to get back into it. And also, like I said, just a reminder for everyone that, you know, and for myself, everything's going to be okay. It's all going to work out. People make mistakes. People learn. People grow. All that combined. Like I said, it's all going to be okay. And in the long term, it's all going to work out.